1985 appeared ominous. Most experts predicted a third or fourth place finish in the NFC East, and the Dallas Cowboys' 20th straight winning season seemed in jeopardy. But the Cowboys traveled farther than anyone, maybe even themselves, thought possible. Dallas reached the playoffs for the 18th time in 20 years, and although they lost to the Los Angeles Rams, the year ranked as a proud one in Cowboys history. This was a spirited team, bound together to the man by a common goal, to get the job done.
All the players kind of turned to each other and said, hey, you know, we're in this all together and we're going to have to pull for each other and we're the only ones that can make it better. You know, the coaches can coach us and the fans can cheer for us, but, you know, it's us. The players, we're the team.
While doomsayers drooled and the scavengers descended, the team looked to the savior of lost causes. Tom Landry and his staff relished a fresh challenge, and in 1985, the challenge was quite evident. On opening night, the Cowboys met the Redskins, a team many favored to win the NFC East. The offense smashed through the lowlands and quickly gained command of the high ground.
They better hurry. 19-18 without a huddle. Here goes White from the shotgun again. Second down at the 45, looking deep. Oh, he's got a man. It is caught by Renfro. A long touchdown. Mike Renfro. The Cowboys caught him napping.
The Doomsday defense, led by Eugene the hitting machine Lockhart, put the Redskins to sleep, while the secondary, nicknamed Thurman's Thieves, intercepted 6 passes.
Theismann back to throw. He's being pressured. He throws. It's intercepted at the 25-yard line. Down to the 15, the 10, and a touchdown for Victor Scott.
The 44-14 victory was the most decisive win over the Redskins in team history and was the first signpost on the road to winning the East. Another landmark was the new home of the Dallas Cowboys. The meticulously planned headquarters symbolized the organization's commitment to the future and dedication to keep the Cowboys at the forefront at every level of pro football. It was here that the Cowboys refined the aggressive design for their defense, a scheme of blitzes that stacked the odds in their favor. They outmanned, then overwhelmed the pocket. They drilled into opponents hard enough to knock the fillings out. They all came. Clinkscale, Thurman, Bates, Downs, Fellows, Scott, Rohr, Hegman, and Lockhart. Pressure equaled interceptions, as number 26, Michael Downs, captained a pass defense whose 33 thefts ranked second in the league. The blitz yields high rewards, but it is also a high-risk maneuver dependent on single coverage.
The reason that we're able to blitz as much as we do, one of the reasons is because everybody in our secondary can play man-to-man. You know, if you're afraid of man-to-man coverage, well, you're awfully hesitant to call the blitz, because that forces everybody who's left to cover somebody about themselves.
Number 24, Everson Walls, will not win every sprint, but he will beat everyone to a football in flight. The acrobatic cornerback stole 9 passes and became the first player to lead the league in interceptions 3 times. While Walls was the NFL's master thief, Tom Landry knew his team would have to steal a few games to ensure a fast start. The Cowboys won 5 of their first 6 games, with a victory over the Cleveland Browns launching a 4-game winning streak. The Cowboys swarmed past the Houston Oilers, and quarterback Warren Moon was buried under an avalanche of an NFL record-tying 12 sacks. This joyride down an expressway paved with victories almost took a wrong turn down a one-way street in New York.
All right, let's see what the Giants do with a single back on 2nd down and 8 at their own 22. Oh, they were going to throw, but Sims fumbled. Watch it, Dallas may have it back. The Cowboys, I think, have recovered a fumble at the Giants' 20-yard line. They have. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
A 32-yard try to give Dallas a 1-point lead with 2:23 to play. Low snap, good hold, kick on the way. Kick is good, Cowboys lead.
A dramatic 30-29 win over the Giants propelled Dallas to their 4th straight against Pittsburgh. The flying feet of Tony Dorsett snapped the Steelers' 7-game victory streak over the Cowboys.
Toss right to Dorsett with a block from Williams. Reverses field left. Hurry to the 35. Upfield 30. Here he goes. Vintage Dorsett.
A classic. An absolute classic.
5 victories in 6 weeks framed another picture-perfect season by Tony Dorsett. The focal point of the Cowboy offense and the target of every defense, Dorsett vividly demonstrated that as his yards piled up, so did Cowboy victories. The Cowboys' dependence on Dorsett was documented not only by 1,300 yards rushing, but in his expanded role as a receiver, 46 catches for almost 500 yards. Tony scored 10 touchdowns, and his scoreboards lit up. So did his eyes.
A lot of times I'm not seeing numbers. I'm not seeing bodies or where they're coming from. What I'm doing is seeing colors. So I'm moving in the opposite direction of colors a lot of times. When I'm going this way, I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing my people on their people, and if something flashes, by the way, it makes me change direction.
A big play guy, the kind of guy that you'll get down in there, and then boom, 40 yards, 50 yards. He kind of slips and slides, and then when he sees it, he's gone.
1st and 10, Dallas at its own 40. White, draw play, Dorsett evades 2 Falcons, upfield, 45, midfield. Here he goes, Tony Dorsett, a touchdown run of 60 yards.
Oh, that's a gorgeous run. That is a gorgeous run.
Number 33 was still a number with wings, though all would chase, none could capture. Tony Dorsett has missed but 3 games in 9 years, and in yet another season of great achievement, he became only the 6th player in NFL history to rush for more than 10,000 yards. Like Springsteen, the Cowboys remained the most popular roadshow. But unlike Bruce, they were not always the boss. Disheartening away defeats to the Eagles and Cardinals gave them a 6-3 record as they prepared for a critical road test in the NFC East. the looming specter of the Doomsday defense became a nightmare for the Redskins. Jim Jeffcoat took advantage of double-team blocking on teammate Randy White to create havoc. He overpowered Redskin blockers and sacked Joe Theismann a Cowboy record 5 times. The Cowboys swept the season series and won 13-7. Jeffcoat helped the Cowboys amass a team record 62 sacks and made the defensive front one of the most feared in pro football. There was steady John Dutton, number 78, number 1 draft pick Kevin Brooks, number 99, and powerful Don Smerick, number 60. Ed Too Tall Jones led the team in sacks with a career high of 13. But number 72's value was his versatility, because he also stuffed the run. The anchor of the front four remained 8-time All-Pro Randy White, whose every step brings him closer to the Hall of Fame.
Many times people fall into 2 categories. Those who say, I'll do my best, and those who say, I'll be the best. And Randy White, whether he's ever professed it or not, wants to be the best. He does not accept defeat. He does not accept the fact that he cannot make the play. He just believes and plays as if he personally can make any play that has to be made, and he does.
The thing that makes Randy White so great is that he never treats anybody different. I don't care whether you're playing the best football player as an offensive line or the worst one. He doesn't care. I mean, he's going to play them the same way every week. And when you have that kind of a player, you're going to have a player that's going to dominate.
The most dedicated 100% player that I've ever seen, and he's as good a defensive player as I've ever been around.
It was not only the stars, but the supporting cast that turned the team into a hit show. Eager youngsters and veteran role players made the special teams worthy of curtain calls. Running under Mike Saxon's accurate punts came Captain Bill Bates, Vince Albritton, Todd Fowler, Steve Diossi, Brian Salonen, and Victor Scott. Perfect holds have made Raphael Septien the Cowboys' all-time leading scorer. A precise rush angle turned a blocked punt into a touchdown by rookie Jesse Penn, number 59. Improved special team play was a leap forward, but the flight plan that would carry them from contender to champion led down darkened runways. Indeed, a stark contrast of shadows and sunlight marked the stretch run of 1985. A blowout by the Bears was followed by 2 impressive and important victories over Eastern Division rivals. The Eagles fell 34-17, and the Cardinals 35-14. Their Jekyll and Hyde nature revealed itself again in a monstrous loss to the Bengals. A victory would have cemented a playoff berth. Now, this stormy season had no break in the clouds. But there were rainbows and pots of gold. The veteran offensive line, ravaged by injuries a year ago, was healthy. And fortified by some promising young players, it helped Cowboy quarterbacks throw 26 touchdown passes. When push came to shove, Pozderac, Thompson, Schultz, Titensor, Cooper, and Rafferty cleared things out for the #1 passing offense in the NFC. A trap block by number 65, Kurt Peterson, unlocked the door to the end zone. Tenacious blocking by number 70, Howard Richards, helped Tony Dorsett to an easy score. Quarterback Danny White bravely battled through injuries all season. He played hurt, but played well. Always opportunistic, ever ready to seize the moment and make the most out of it. Number 11 threw 21 touchdown passes to a variety of inviting targets. For the first time, 3 Cowboy receivers caught 60 or more passes. A sure-handed tight end made the Cosby Show spectacular entertainment. Grabbing everything within reach and beyond, Doug Cosby caught 64 passes for 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tony Hill's ability to run after the catch netted him over 1,000 yards, and his 74 receptions were a team record. With Hill often double-teamed, Mike Renfro became the player White sought out when victory hung in the balance. Slight of build, but staunch of heart. Neither catch nor contact deterred number 82. Renfro's 60 receptions resulted in 955 yards and 8 touchdowns. But more importantly, he would be a central figure in the climatic game of the 1985 season. On December 15th, the Cowboys met the New York Giants to decide the championship of the NFC East. Dallas had beaten the Redskins twice in 1985, but sweeping the young and hungry Giants seemed an imposing task. It was a game where the Cowboys fired all their big guns, knocking out a few bricks at a time until the whole Giants house caved in.
Hogaboom back to throw out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Deep right side, he's got a man, and it's caught by Renfro at the 5. Renfro, is he in? Touchdown, Dallas, 58 yards.
The Cowboys scored first, but 2 Giant touchdowns gave New York the lead. Then the Doomsday defense surrounded and suffocated dangerous Joe Morris and poured in on quarterback Phil Simms.
1st and 10 at the Cowboy 22. Simms to throw. Little pressure coming. Ball is tipped and intercepted by Jeffcoat. And Jim Jeffcoat is going to run this back the length of the field for the tying touchdown. How do you do?
The amazing turnaround continued when the Cowboys scored their 2nd touchdown in less than a minute and built a 21-14 lead. But ultimately, a title hinged on two unlikely heroes. Both Gary Hogeboom and Danny White had thrown touchdowns, but in the fourth quarter, both had been knocked out of the game. Enter young Steve Pallure, who had never thrown an NFL pass. Facing a crucial 3rd and 14 situation, the second-year quarterback correctly read and reacted to an all-out giant blitz. Rookie receiver Carl Poe turned the pivotal play of the game into 28 yards and the critical first down. Timmy Newsome's touchdown constructed a 28-14 lead. After the Giants scored again, they had one last chance to tie the game at 28.
As Dale said, it's a one-play season, and this is the play. 4th down and 18 for the Giants at the Dallas 24-yard line. Motion from McConkey, 52 seconds left. They need the 6. Cowboys blitz, Sims out to throw, throws on the run, broken up and intercepted by Victor Scott.
In a madcap, topsy-turvy, schizophrenic season, the Dallas Cowboys had done what few thought possible. They had done it with new stars and old heroes. They had overcome draining losses one week with spectacular victories the next. They had carried on the tradition of doing the unexpected. The Dallas Cowboys had won East.